Please
Yes,
let
yes,
that's great.
Yes.
And yes, one more thing. I'll let you know the rules of the class as well. Rules as in, if you are not able to unmute yourself and speak, please feel free to drop the text. I'll keep an eye on the chat as well, right? And if you wish to speak, please let me know, or maybe you can unmute yourself and just speak up, right? That will be it. And in moving forward, if you can't see my screen, or if you have some issues in between, like my screen doesn't go and come and you can't hear me, please let me know at the moment itself, right? Are we good to go? and
Yes.
and this session will be
Yeah.
recorded. This session will be recorded, and don't think that this is just a demo, so we'll just discuss and we'll let it go. So we will be discussing some core concepts in between, so that even if you wish to join the course or not, you will have an understanding at this point of the time, if this course is feasible to you or not, if this path is right for you or not. You will have the understanding at that point, so that you can choose properly, and you can make a wise decision out of this session, right? And yes, one more thing, all the recordings will be provided to you for the session, so that you won't feel lost, right? Any questions so far? Any doubts? Although we haven't started anything yet, but still, if you have any general questions, let me know. Otherwise, we'll start. I'll start with my introduction. Should I?
Yeah, go ahead.
Okay, thank you. So yes, this is Kumar this side, and I'm from Chennai. And right now, I'm working with Bimera for add-in development and multiple Revit API tasks, and in terms of specialized with the API and development of the add C# add-ins. Along with that, I have diverse in multiple fields like AI and all, right? And I'm having total 5 years plus experience in this field. So, and after doing all these things, I can assure you that this is going to be my 14th or 15th batch, and we have curated our curriculum in a way after a lot of batches of data, that what the people want, what the how the students react to the curriculum. So now you can understand this thing, that you are at a place where the curriculum is well rehearsed and properly well maintained, right? So this is all about me. So any questions regarding that, or we'll just move forward? So I hope all of you who wanted to introduce yourself, you did, right? If you still wish to, please let me know. And otherwise, actually, I have a question for you. Anybody with some previous experience with Dynamo? Yes? Anyone? Any previous experience with Dynamo? Okay. Or maybe for people, why I'm asking this question is because we'll try to make it very this session very interactive. Like if you have any questions in between, or if I have to start, so I can make sure where do I have to start. If you do not have a basic understanding of what a dynamo is, what is the thing, so if I have to start with that, I will make sure to start from that point itself. That's why I'm asking, if anyone having experience, or if someone don't even know what dynamo is, let me know, so that I could take it up from the beginning itself. With beginner level experience, okay.
We
Okay.
used we used to run the Dynamo scripts, but not worked in the scripts. We used to play that.
Okay, so should I take it from the beginning what dynamo is, right?
Yeah, yeah, yeah. Go ahead.
Okay, then that makes sense to me. Okay, at least I expect everyone know what Revit is, right? That will be the basic, I'll assume, for this. Okay, so let me go through my Revit first. Okay, so please keep your eyes on my screen for few hours as in 1 more hour, right? So that you will have an in-depth understanding of all the doubts, all the clarity that you are here for tonight, right? So yes, first of all, what is Dynamo, right? We are talking about Dynamo, right? Each and everyone is talking about Dynamo these days. A lot of buzz is around. So what is Dynamo? Here, first of all, where to locate it in Revit? Here on the in the manage tab, here there's a visual programming tab. Inside that, you can go ahead and click Dynamo, and you will have a new window popping up on the top, which will be called as Dynamo, right? Here you can see. And what is actually Dynamo? It is a visual programming tool, right? I'm sure you guys know that. So here, this will be the welcome screen that you will be welcomed with. So you'll see the few options that you see in every software, new and open, right? And some recent files that you have opened, right? And then you have some ask, like relative links to, you wish to go to some place, you wish to learn some things. These are some references, and these are the GitHub repositories of the Dynamo, right? So now let's move ahead. This looks like the this is how a new Dynamo interface looks like. You call this as a canvas, right? And here you have the libraries at the left, and some few options at the top, right? And along with that, you see at the bottom there's something written as automatic run completed. Okay, one more thing, you guys are from the Dynamo user already, right? So what is this? Should we keep it at automatic? Anyone?
No, the manual is better because for small tasks, automatic can be we can keep, but for running a big script, manual should be there because if we keep automatic each and every times we modify the node, it will be run again, and the Revit may something the Revit API may get it may stuck in the point. So manual is better than automatic.
Exactly. And someone else think manual, automatic is better than manual in any case? Yes, I would say yes, in case you are dealing with the interactive geometry, right? For action nodes to run, we should keep manual. Yes, I would say manual is better in every scenario. But if you are, in case you are moving with the some interactive geometry, like the geometry is directly correlating with the your geometry in Revit and here, so then in that case, I would expect that to keep in automatic, right? Other than that, manual is gonna be the first choice, right? Okay, so we understood what is dynamo, what are the things, but why do we need Dynamo? Anybody? Do we really need Dynamo? What do you think? Is there any need for the Dynamo?
I think yes, because some of the elements are need to be model or do some speed work, then need to use Dynamo. It is very quick to do anything.
Okay, that's right. And along with that, if you see, you are working in the Dynamo, you are working in the Revit environment, right? You are doing, what are the tasks you are doing at daily thing? You are creating sheets, you're creating views, you're importing values from the Excel, you are doing class detection, you are taking quantities, right? All the things, these are the things, wherever you feel the necessity, right, that you wish to automate this task is getting very tedious, right? Let's just say you have thousands of exports, you have thousands of floors of model, right? And now you wish to export the NWCs, Navisworks, CAD, and what you're gonna do, you're gonna sit and extract each and every file, each and every Revit link, right? That's what you're gonna do, right? Am I right or not? Yes, Bhupalan, to perform Revit tasks.
Yes,
Yes, but do you think I'll do the same? Do you think the users that are using Revit API will do the same? They will sit all night and extract, open each and every model, and then extract the things out of it. Is that gonna be the thing for the user that who is using Revit API? They will automate it. Yes, exactly. They will automate it. How they will automate it? Because they know how to leverage the tool known as Dynamo, right? And of course, now you will say that, now see, creating views, or maybe guys, could you please keep yourself on mute? If you have to say something, then please unmute. Okay. And now see, the things I mentioned: creating views, import, class detections, quantity takeoffs, importing values from Excel. Some of the things are done, can be done through the Dynamo itself, right? Then what is the need of learning advanced things on more than that? Python, Revit API, anything? What do you think? What's the need of that then? If I'm saying all the tasks can be done with the Dynamo itself, what's the need of learning Python and Revit API? Anyone?
To create a new add-ins to do something more shortcut.
Okay.
I think for
We could make
Yes.
one of the tools, like example, as there is a inbuilt copy tool. I think every time going use of that button.
Could you come up again?
We using this adding, we can make one tool, sir. Example, like as we have a inbuilt copy button or move button directly, instead of doing all the scripting part, we can make one, bundling it and making one of the icons directly. If we go and hit that button, automatically the work starts.
Okay. 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 So let me ask you one question. This is for everyone, right? The question was, what is the need of advanced things if we can do everything with the Dynamo itself, right? So my first question here was, what is the need of it, right? So now if you see, I told you many tasks, right? You have to extract view, you have to create views, you have to export nwcs, you have to open each and every model and the background itself, and then you need to do exports, and maybe you have to do clash reports, right? Do you think these are the libraries, right? This is a library. Do you think there is any node for the clash detection, be it from the Revit link or maybe link instances or in the live model? Do you think there is any node? Yes. Someone says no, right? Okay, it's not. Let's just say if it's not there, I can go through the packages, right? I can, right? Who's stopping me? If I have the packages, I can go ahead and I can find something from the package as well, right? Can I? But if you see, how how is it possible that if it's not in my Dynamo, let's just say, and yes, one more thing, whatever nodes you see above the library, above these add-ons, I'll be calling them as OOTB nodes, out of the box nodes, right? If you are writing something or anything, you can keep the note of it. These are gonna be called as out of the box nodes, right? And one more thing, and moving forward, now I said that if this thing is not giving me access to do that particular thing, maybe for the clash detection, then what do I do? What options do I have with me now, right? It could be, let's just say, the way I mentioned, I can look for the packages. Now I found the package, right? After finding a package, I understood that this is the package that is fulfilling my requirement, right? I started working with that. Now to complete the workflow, it might be possible that I might be needing some other package as well, right? So how many of the packages I'll be needing, right? And after going for all the packages as well, I'll be putting a lot of nodes in my workspace, right? Okay. Quick question for everyone: have you ever observed, like, when you're putting multiple nodes in your workspace or maybe in your canvas, have you ever felt that your Dynamo script is lagging or it's getting little slower than as compared to when there was less nodes? Anyone? Yes. Yes, you felt. That's good. What about others? Yes, right. Of course, yes, it will. Because slowly you will be putting more and more nodes, and it will increase the size of the file as well. And after some time, you will not be able to move as quickly as you wish to, right? So for that reason also, and along with that, when you will be going to the completely developer role, let's just say you are moving to a role that where you wish to conquer completely into the Dynamo itself, then then your organization might have separate workflows, right? And I'm sure if it's your organization specific workflows, no other, I would say, no other custom nodes or no other packages will fulfill your requirements, will they? What do you think? If you download some plugins from external, if you download some packages from external vendors or maybe from this store itself, will they suffice in your requirements? Because whatever will be written there will be for the particular workflow, but is it possible that your workflow and their workflow will be same? What do you think? Yes. Nope, different. Of course, it will be different. And that's the thing. That is the basic need where you will be needing your own requirements. You'll having own requirements where you wish to automate your particular workflow. So now let's just say you don't know any package is not meeting your requirement, even the out of the box nodes also not giving you your requirement. What are you left with? If you don't know Python and Revit API, you're stuck, right? Then you'll be waiting for someone else to help you. Plugins with plugins like PyRevit, PyStructure, iRoots one. I didn't get you. What you wanna say something particular, Virash? Maheshwaran. Okay. So
No, just mentioning that the plugins that we are using.
yeah, right.
You can carry on.
Yes. Yeah. Whatever plugins you mentioned, there could be things that they are not meeting your requirement. It is possible, right, Vira?
Yeah.
Yes. So
Yes.
similarly, now you are here to learn about the Revit API and the Python, right? So we'll move ahead with that. So first of all, we understood we know we are not going to keep it on automatic, we'll keep it manual. That's first thing. Then what are the things we need to go, let's just say, as we asked to go with the basic. Mm, yep. Okay, now if you see, how is this node working? Anybody aware of that? How this node knows that it needs to take an element, it needs to take a parameter name, and needs to return me with the value of that parameter, right? Could you please mute yourself? Okay, thank you. Yeah, so source code behind it. That's right, Fires. So what is source code behind it? I don't know. And can you even see the source code behind it? I don't think you can. But what is this node look like? This node look like something different. Or maybe if I go to some other nodes as well. Okay, this is not. Zoop, 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 zoop. Yep. Yep. So now if you see, these are three different nodes at my workspace right now, right? What is the difference between this node, these nodes, these two nodes, and these two nodes? Anyone? There's any difference between these two
Uh,
and these two nodes? Yes, please.
yeah, actually, the center node is like, I mean, the right two nodes are like custom nodes, but from the packages.
That's right.
I think,
So
if
how do
I'm,
you identify that? How
yeah,
do you identify
but the
between
left
this?
side, you from the tag we can identify there is a tag called uh,
Yes.
some actually it is not a Revit node. Revit node will be like it will be default. You can easily able to find, but here, I mean, sorry, the node you can see in the node. If we create custom, it will be you can see that outline graphics. It will some change when compared to the
Exactly.
normal node
Exactly. So what do you see the difference is, you see this
from the
node, this particular node is simple like square box, right? Square, rectangular, whatever you're gonna call
yeah,
that.
yeah, yes,
But here, if you see, there
yeah,
are background lines going at the back, right? Which makes sense.
yes, yes,
If you
that's
see,
right.
if I click on this, I don't get to see anything called as edit option, right? I don't see anything. But if I click on this, I get to see edit custom node, right? Which takes me into another workflow, which shows me a custom node workflow, right? Right. So which is, this is the
Yes,
difference between a default node and a custom node, right? So now we move ahead, and now we see there's something. See how many of the inputs are given to this particular thing. How many of
yeah,
the
more
inputs are
inputs.
there? There are many inputs, right? How many number? Are about 15 number, 15 inputs are there, and see after this there's one output coming out of it, right? Okay, shall we see what's inside? Okay, let's go ahead. Okay, what is inside? What is this thing? Scary, right? Isn't it? What is import CLR, add references from import? What are these things? Anyone, any idea? Any interpretation from here? We are inside this custom node environment. This is a Python editor. Any interpretation from this? Yes?
I think this is a if statement, maybe.
Yeah, I mean, what is happening here? Import CLR, CLR add reference, right? And very first thing, we I guess we are from civil, electrical, mechanical backgrounds, right? Am I right?
Yeah, yes.
Right, of course. So this seems like quite haunting, right? Isn't it? So I actually, if it is not scary for you, it was for me definitely, right? Oh, actually, I didn't tell you about myself, did I? I was also from civil background, right? Then I started in my BIM career, and slowly I moved to the Dynamo developer. And moving to the Dynamo, I got to realize that it's not gonna be sufficient. So then I moved to the Revit API, learned Python, and then through Python I moved to the C sharp, and now I'm into even stuff like AI as well, right? AI and machine learning, if you're aware. So yeah, whose question was this in earlier? I told that it will be clarified in the session as well. I guess it was Muhammad, right? Muhammad Junaid, right? Yeah, there was his question. It was your question, right? What will be the right path to learn that, if you wish to directly go to C sharp or what? So this is the path that I
Yes.
followed, and I will suggest you this is the correct path if you wish to go ahead, because C sharp, moving directly to the C sharp could be haunting, even more scarier than the Python as well. Because why do you think I'm telling you to stick to Python first? Anyone? Anybody? What is Python? Let's just move to pretty easy question.
Python,
What is Python?
it's a coding language.
Okay.
Actually, we
Snake,
use basically
snake.
as software development.
Who is this? Did someone mention snake?
It's me.
Okay. Hi, Gunet. Yeah, I'm happy
Yes, hi.
someone still having the humor intact. That's good. Yeah, but it is not snake. It is a programming language, and it is one of the easiest programming language. And Surendra, your question to learn Dynamo strong Python knowledge is very necessary. Strong Python knowledge, I won't say that much, but yeah, basics of Python is very must if you wish to go ahead with the Revit API. To learn Dynamo, you don't need Python. Okay, Surinder, I hope it answers your question. And yes, it is not, and Python is not a snake. Python is a programming language, and it is one of the easiest programming language that exists out there. Even if you Google right now as well, what is the easiest programming language, and you will be prompted up with Python, right? The reason being it is easiest is, wha- what do you think? Why is the easiest?
The language is easily readable in Python.
Okay, why
Like
can
it's
you?
basically English.
Yes, right, exactly. That's what I was looking for someone to point out. So the reason being is the easiest is the way we are conversing right now, the way I'm talking to you right now is the way you're gonna talk to the Python as well. Literally, it will be the same. The way it will not ask you to add extra brackets, extra colons, all those things to you, because it is the one of the easiest language. And how do you interpret that if a programming language is easiest or tough, right? It depends on its syntax. Syntax is nothing but the rules that are written for the programming language, right? So the rules that are written for the Python is very easy. The way we are conversing, the way we are having the conversation, similar way you can talk to the Python as well, right? Now does that make sense? Why I'm saying it is the easiest programming language?
Yes, we got it.
Okay, let me
Yeah,
close this
yes.
and let me close it and stop scaring you. No, 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 no. Okay, now it is clear why what we gonna do and all those things. But how does Python and Revit related? Didn't any one of you got this question? How is Python and Revit related? Python is a language, right? And Revit is a different software. How are we going to automate Revit using Python? Did anyone ever came up with this question?
Yeah, I think Python is basically a like connecting language between .NET program of Revit and Dynamo using Dynamo.
Okay.
I'm using
Okay.
PyDavid.
Like by
Uh,
accessing the Revit API, we are going to like um, by using Revit API, we are going to like using the Revit API. So we are going to using Python to do task in Revit.
that's
Does
correct.
it make sense?
That's
Is it correct?
correct. That makes sense. That obviously makes sense. But yes, okay. First of all, let's move to the Revit. Okay. Now, if I wish to do anything, let's just say I wish to create a new wall, right? What did I do? I clicked the wall button in the UI, right? And I went ahead and created a wall, right? But what makes the software know that I need to click this wall and which will draw a wall? Everything seems like a command only, right? Don't you think? But
Yeah, yeah.
everything
Yeah.
you see in the front end is a UI only, right? You get to see the UI which is written with the name wall and with the shape of the wall, right? Whatever you see in the front is a UI. I hope you all know what UI is. User interface. What
User interface.
Yes,
User
what a
interface.
user is allowed to interact with, right? See, if you see here, you are not allowed
Hmm.
to interact with the code written behind it, right? You can only click the wall and you can draw the wall. That's all you got. That's the capability given to you. But it's not allowed for you to draw the wall 10 walls at multiple walls at a time. Can you do that from this button?
No,
Mm,
no, not at all.
no, because
Demos.
that capability is not even handed over to
No,
you. Yes, that's right. You can't. So the reason being is everything happening behind is a single command running with the help of the UI that is given or handed over to the user, that is you as a user, right? So if I can write the command on my own, what do you think? I'll be more efficient and able to use it more efficiently. I'll be able to automate many of my workflows. Don't you think so?
Yes.
Yes,
If
yes,
I
you
could
can.
able to instruct the my
yes,
system, if I could able to instruct my computer to draw 10 walls, click 10 times on its own, that means whatever command is running at the back of it, my PC will click 10 times and it will execute. I won't have to do, right? Then for me it will be creating 10 walls at a time, right?
Yes.
So back to the question, how does Python and Revit related? What do you think? Now any questions or now any answers? Someone already mentioned Revit API, right? So what do you think? What is Revit API?
It's a .NET framework which it is actually developed.
That is the entire Revit software, no doubt in that. But what is Revit API? Okay, so what's Revit API and what is? We'll not directly jump to the Revit API, but we'll first understand what is API. Anyone? What is just an API? I'm not asking about Revit API or
Application programming interface.
application programming interface. Thank you, and I'm happy I got the right answer. But yeah, it's just an acronym. It's just an abbreviation. What is that? What actually it is? What is? Yes.
I think uh, it's the tool which is left open by the software developers for the other developers. I mean,
Okay. Okay. Okay.
which can be
can
used
we
to
say
interact actual code, right?
Okay. Then I'll ask you one question. If I ask you what is the weather in your city, how would you respond to that? How would you know? What will you do if I ask you to tell me the weather in your city right now?
We'll check the app,
What app will you check? Google, right?
like whether anything. Yeah.
Weather
Yes.
app, maybe Google, whatever it is, right? Okay. But my question to you is, how does Google know what is the weather in your city? Google is not launching satellites, is it?
No.
It could be the government bodies, it would be the other players, right? But I'm sure Google is not launching the satellites. So how does Google know what's the weather in your city? Isn't it fascinating?
Like we need to feed some data, write data to that.
Okay. Okay. As I mentioned, government bodies are there, satellite agencies are there, weather agencies are there, weather stations are there, that are that are creating, that are holding all the access, all the data access, right? So what's happening is, now if Google wants to fetch the data from the weather station, the weather station will provide a weather API, right? The weather station will provide a weather API to the Google. And now whenever user, being you, will fetch the data from the Google will go to the, that using that API, it will fetch the data from the weather APIs, right? From the database, and it will give you the data, whatever it is, in the weather in your city, right? Make sense?
Okay. Yes, yes,
Okay.
yes.
Now, similarly, I'll tell you in the same manner. Similarly, for Autodesk products as well, you have multiple Autodesk software, right? Be it Revit, be it AutoCAD, be it Fusion, be it BIM 360, right? Many of the things are there out, right? So similarly, the same thing is happening at the back end of the same as well. The Revit API is the API for the Revit. AutoCAD API is having the API for the AutoCAD. Fusion is having the Fusion APIs, and BIM 360 is having the BIM 360 APIs, right? So now are we clear what is an API?
Yeah, yes.
I'm Someone
Yeah,
said
I'm
yes.
I'm still confused actually. Is
Yes.
API a program? I mean, is it the code or is it just the
Yes,
like?
I know it. I know you are confused. That's why some of people who have already cleared, that's good. But I'm coming up with my classic example that I always have said for the webinars, right? Which is gonna be here. Just a moment. I think I might be having it here. These things are for the classes, but yep, I can make the exceptions. Okay, let me present it. Nope. Okay, now the question that I asked is how to use Python in Revit, right? And we have to implement using the API, which stands as an application programming interface, right? That's what we understood till now, right? But as I told you, I'll be coming up with my classic example that is always gonna be this one only, right? Let me start my presentation from okay. So what is it gonna be? Let's take an example. You are going to a restaurant, right? I'm sure everyone does that. Please tell
Yeah.
me if you are an exception.
Yeah.
So that is why this is a classy example, because everyone goes to a restaurant, and I always love to explain this example to everyone. So let's just say you are going to a restaurant, right? You're going with the friend, you're going with your girlfriend, whatever it is, right? You're going to a restaurant, and now you go to a restaurant, you take a seat, right? Or what you gonna do? You're gonna take the seat, right? That will be the first thing you do, right? Or is it possible that
Yeah.
you will
Yes.
just directly go to the kitchen and you'll start cooking your food and have it, right? Is it possible?
No,
Please tell me if you do that.
no, 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 no.
Okay, obviously no one will do that, right? So what we'll do is we'll come to the platform. What platform in this case is a restaurant, right? And coming to the restaurant, you'll have a seat, you'll start, open a new project in Revit, right? I'm gonna correlate both the examples at the same time, so please be focused, right? So now what
Okay.
will happen is, you Bopalan, could you please mute yourself? Thank you. Yep. So you being a user, you come to a restaurant, you come to Revit. You being a user, you open a project, you take a seat, right? Restaurant and Revit is being correlated at the same time. So please be focused. After that, what you're gonna do is, you come up, you take the seat, you pick up the menu, right? You see multiple commands in front of it, your in your project, right? You open the Revit project, you see multiple commands in front of your eyes, right? Let's just say this is your menu. Great. Now after going through the menu, you're gonna see each and every menu, right? And what you're gonna do is you're gonna call the waiter, right? And what you're gonna do, you're gonna tell your order to the waiter, right? You will obviously, no one will go to the kitchen and cook their own food. You will tell your order to the waiter, right? That's
Right.
what everyone will do. So after giving your order to the waiter, what will waiter do? Waiter will go and cook your food? I
No,
doubt
he
that.
gives the order to the cook. I mean,
Exactly. What it will do is you got your order, you gave your order to the waiter, and now waiter will go to the chef, and chef will cook your food. Right? Chef will cook your food, no doubt in that. But will the chef come directly to you to give your order?
no.
Maybe you are lucky enough if he comes to deliver your food, but it won't, right? Usually he won't, right? And what he'll do is he will pass on that order to the waiter, right? So what that waiter will do,
Yes.
waiter will bring your food to your table, right? Now correlate with the Revit example. Now you click a command. That command knows, command is the API. Let's just say you click that command. That command goes and trigger a response at the back end. That response comes back to you, and which in return of that you get to draw a wall, right? So in this restaurant example, can I call this waiter as a restaurant API?
Yes.
Okay,
Yes.
that makes sense. Now what will be the in context of Revit? See, user gave a request, request went to the Revit API, request went to the Revit is our chef here. Revit returned the things that you wish to have, be it wall and whatever task you perform trying to do. It will come to the Revit API and it will return back to the user, right? Now does it make
Right.
sense to you what is Revit API?
Yeah.
Yes.
Who was the one? Fayaz, right? It was still not clear. Is it clear
Yeah.
now?
No, I'm clear, but I have questions in my mind. I might ask you later.
Please go ahead. Better to clear it right away.
So
Excuse
yeah.
me,
So,
shall I
so
raise
what
my
I
question?
understood is, uh, Revit API is basically like a messenger which interacts with the actual code of like Revit application, right? And using uh, platforms like Python, we interact. I mean, we make use of Revit API to interact with uh, the actual with the Revit like software, right? Exactly. Is that
That is exactly
how it works?
what I would say if I have to. Yes, it is true. And one more thing, where would you find the Revit API? That should be the first question you should be asking me, right?
Right.
Where would you find that? You gotta go ahead
Uh,
to the Google, go ahead and
yeah.
type Revit API docs. Yes, that will be the first website, even if you type Revit API. Let me just press enter. Now you will be prompted with the this website known as revitapi.com, revitapidocs.com, right? In this you have
Right.
multiple versions of the Revit, because the with the passing software years, with the coming demands from the user, like sometimes software developers like Autodesk, they release some features, extra features that are not accessible through the Revit directly, but they can be accessible through the Revit API. So similarly, some of the
API.
things get updated at the time to time. So that's why this documentation is also gets updated. 2025 is not here yet, it will be maybe in some days, right? And this is not Autodesk's website, if you are thinking. This is a separate website, controlled and particularly made by this person, Guit Alarico, right? So yeah, coming back to the focus, let's just don't get distracted, right? So now if you see here, you see multiple of the namespaces are there, right? What are these namespaces? Now if you see, I'll click on mechanical namespace. Now you see a lot of classes are there. I don't know what is classes, right? Now you see in classes you have multiple members, you have methods, you have properties, right? Multiple things are there. Now you see in the members you have a create. These are the multiple classes are grouped under the namespaces, right? Multiple members and proper methods and properties are grouped under a class. Now multiple commands are grouped under the methods, right? Multiple commands are grouped under the methods and the properties. What are these commands? I don't know, right? But if you have the access, if you have the understanding to access these commands, right? These are the commands. When you say you wish to create a duct in Revit, let me come back here. When you go back to systems tab, where is duct, where is duct, where is duct? Somewhere here, right? Yep, here. So when you come here, you go ahead, you click this duct, you know you activated something at the back end which will let you draw the duct, right? But what is this? What is happening here? Now, if you have the access of the back end, what is exactly happening with the API at the back, which is this commands, which one of these commands will be working in this case to create a duct, right? Now if you know
Yeah.
this, what is happening now, you have the access to this command, the what I said in the beginning, right? How does the Python and Revit are related? I mentioned everything in the backend is a command that is working, right? Now you have the access to this command as being a Revit API user. So if you have the access to these commands, you're good to go, and you are always one step ahead of the rest of the people working around you, right? Does that
Right.
make sense now?
Yep.
Any doubts regarding
Yes.
this till now?
So basically, API is just an instruction created by the actual software developer, which we can use to interact with his code, right?
Exactly. API is nothing but the entire software that you see working at the front end, right?
So basically, it's not raw syntax.
No, it is not. You just have these are set of methods, properties, and namespaces according to the grouped accordingly according to the particular names, right? If you see duct, you find it in the mechanical namespace, right? Right.
Yeah, yeah.
Now, if you
The
yes,
software developer actually changes his code, his actual code, then our namespace might also be changed. I mean, it is decided by him
it
right?
is this in this case it is everything is being decided by the Autodesk. Yes, right.
Okay.
Because
Okay.
this
Yeah.
API is provided to you by the Autodesk itself, right?
Right. Right.
Autodesk is taking care of the entire API. If you know, you always have the access to download the SDK. I hope you understand what an SDK is.
No,
Revit
no, 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 actually.
SDK. You see what you see here, right, is the website made for you to interact easily, right? To make it accessible easily, right? But in actual, Autodesk does not give you like this. I mean, in this website, Autodesk is not the one who is providing you this website, as I mentioned in the beginning itself. Now you see, you write Revit SDK. SDK stands for Software Development Kit, right? Now,
Right.
if you go ahead, here you see you have an option to download the software development kit. Okay, in this software development kit, you are good to go and find a lot of things whatever you wish to. You see, you have the options to download the previous SDKs as well, 25, 25, 24, 23, 23, whatever you see these things, right? Inside this you'll find all this.
Okay. So basically, Autodesk is not actually giving its source code, but it's just leaving that loose ends for you to interact with the actual code,
If
right?
you think Autodesk will give you the source code for the entire Revit itself,
Yeah.
not even any software, if it's not open source. I hope you know what open source softwares are. If something is
Right.
open source, then only you have the access to the source codes. Otherwise, you will never have access to the source code. Even if the chat GPT, you don't have the access to the source code, right?
Right. Right.
You like, they are letting you access the chat GPT, right? But that is for the user, right? For the developers, they are handing over the API keys as well, right? If you wish to integrate the chat GPT in your particular software, you can get their API key, and along with that, you can access the premium features or whatever things they are allowing in the API, right? But again, here
Okay.
also, you do not have the access to the source code of the chat GPT, do you?
No, correct. Yeah.
That's their sole
So
property.
the concept is same, I think, in every
It is
software
same
development.
in
Like,
each and every software, yes.
Okay, got
They will
got.
never give you the code, source code. Yes. And yes, if you wish to see, then I can show you. When you download the SDK, you will be prompted up with something like this. These are all the things I will be guiding you in the sessions as well, when if you join in case. So, but yeah, I told you, I expect that in little bit of amount of time, I wish more of the people to know many of the things, right? I hope you guys know a few of the things in between in very less of the time. So yeah, these are the things that you will get after you will get the SDK, right? It contains a lot of things. And yes, this the Revit API, this is the entire thing which gives you the Revit API, whatever you see on this page. Okay. Yes, are we good till now?
Yep.
Okay. But yes, if any doubts till now, I guess if we are talking about the curriculum as well, I should guide you. Yes. Any questions till now? If yes, please let me know.
Yeah, this is Akif here.
Please.
Yeah, I would like to ask you what is the source code, and what is the open source platform?
Okay, good question. A little out of syllabus, but that's okay. I'll be happy to answer. Yeah, what a source code is, whenever a programmer start writing an application, right, they write in some particular language, right? Like entire Revit is written in C sharp, right? Now, to have that entire to have the entire code written, entire software written, there are things, there are multiple lines of code that are written at the back of it, right? If you get the entire code, you can compile it and you can use the software for free of cost, right? Right.
Okay.
But you will not get that. The reason being, if they will provide some of the APIs which will let you have more access to the code, but less of the ownership on the codes, right? You don't have the ownership on the software, but you have the access through their licenses. Now you are good to go, and if you wish to automate, if you wish to write your workflows on the top of it, like you wish to create your own add-ins, right? And guys, please let me know if it goes too much, right? Stop me right there. And this is how the source code and the APIs work. But in case you wish to go ahead and with the open source will be something that is available, that could on the open platforms, like it could be GitHub or maybe other platforms where the entire code of the application is already available. If you know Blender, are you aware of it? There are many of the
Yeah,
things.
it's a programming.
Yeah,
So I mean, it's not programming; it's a graphic.
yeah, it is an open source platform, right?
Yeah, yeah.
So its entire source code is available from its very first, from its, I would say, even from the very first of the release that was done. From that point itself, all the source code is available, so you can use it whatever version you wish to, right? So that is what an open source is, and this is how the APIs and software work. Whose question was it? I'm not sure, but I hope it makes sense.
Yeah, yeah, Akif. This
Okay.
is me, Akif.
Okay, Akif.
Yeah,
I hope it makes sense to you. I hope it clarifies your question.
yeah, yeah, fine. Fine.
Okay, that's great. Okay, so moving ahead, I would like to give you the overview of the course. Right, we started conversing about the course, so I thought it's better to give you the overview of the course as well. What we gonna do in terms of the course as well. What are the things you're gonna learn through the entire course, right? The very first thing we'll start with will be the basics of Python. Now, what will be things in the basic of Python, right? You'll be thinking, right? So there'll be multiple things in basics of Python, like data types, string operations, and then you're gonna be going with the operations on terms of operators, condition statements. Then we'll be going ahead with the loops. I think this PDF is available to you, all of you guys, right? This is the curriculum that you can go ahead
Yes.
with. Yes, and if it's not available, do text in the group and it will be provided to you, right? Or how to create your own functions, methods. And please let me know, and please don't get scared of the terminologies if you are hearing this for the first time, right? I know it can be a little scary, but you don't have to worry about those things. Then after learning all the basics of the Python, we'll be moving ahead with the oops concept. This is a concept of the programming, right? And after that we'll be moving on to the what is Revit API. The way you saw, right, what a Revit API is, similarly we'll understand each and every concept of what Revit API is, the way we show what is a method, what is properties, what are the namespaces, what are the classes, right, how to access them, how to import them in our workflow, then how to harness them to make our workflow better, right? Then we'll move ahead with the how to interpret Revit API with Python, the way I mentioned. If you see it here, how do you interpret Revit in API in Python? You see there are multiple things, right? How this know we have to access to Revit API, how do we get this code, everything will be told in the s- sessions itself, no doubt in that. Now then we'll be moving on to the little bit of complex API topics, like complex in the sense, what do you think it's complex, like if you have to go with the exports, right? The classy example I told you is exports, right? If you have to do the exports overnight, you don't wish to sit on the PC and go ahead with all spending all your nights, right? The exports, ray bounds, clash detections, right? There are multiple things that you can go, that will be in terms of complex. And then moving on to the C sharp zero touch nodes. This seems new, right? What is C sharp, first of all? Anyone? What is C sharp?
It is also a programming language
And
like
it
Python.
is written like this: C and then sharp. What is C sharp? It is also a programming language, no doubt in that. But this is the programming language on the top of which entire Revit is written, right? But what is zero
Right.
touch node? But what is zero touch nodes? This seems new, right? What is zero touch node?
It is directly created using C sharp instead of custom. Yeah.
Okay, so you mean C sharp, zero touch nodes are not custom nodes?
No, I think in a sense they are custom if you are creating it,
Okay, that's
but then
right.
they are faster. Uh,
I
Exactly.
think by using the Microsoft Visual Studio, like with that you write the code in C sharp without using Dynamo.
Yes, no doubt in that. Now, if you see, I'll take an example of a bimorph nodes, right? These are the nodes that are custom nodes, right? I did not write it. It's not coming with the out of the box nodes. It is coming from a package, right? That means if it's coming from a package, it should have something like this workflow, mm, envelope, 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 but it's not there. But this node does not have that. So it is not custom node. It is a custom node, but it is a zero touch node. What is zero touch node? Where if you see, in case I have an option to go ahead and edit and see the code what is written behind it, right? But if I go here, right click, I do not have a capability to go inside and check the code what is written. So if I'm writing some workflow which is gonna be, I know it's like it's my proprietary, or if I wish to distribute to others, but I do not want anyone to see what is the code behind it that I have written, right? So in that case, I'll be moving on with the zero touch nodes. Not audible. Am I not audible to anyone else as well?
no, audible.
No, it's clear,
Okay, Mohammed,
audible.
please check your at your end. Okay, so moving on. In this case, when I do not wish anyone else to know what is written in behind my workflow, I just wish to know, to see the user what is input, what is output, and what they can do. That's it. I do not wish to know them what I have written at the back of it, right? So in that case, what will be going on with the zero touch nodes, and that will also be taught in terms of this course itself. Yes, but C sharp is a very big language, so it cannot be taught in 2 or 3 days. So that will be taught, but not in this course. It will be separately taught if after these sessions. But yeah, you will be taught with the C sharp itself to go ahead with the basics and the zero touch node, where you will be creating your first zero touch node. Okay. So any questions from the curriculum till now?
So can we actually create zero touch nodes without C sharp?
Nope. If you have other languages, I would say like VB, then maybe you can. Whose question is
So
this?
my question is like when you're creating a zero touch node,
Yes.
it should be like why is it exactly when we are not creating, when we are not using the Revit source code actually? why should be in exactly C sharp? Because it is
No,
like
so
I don't understand.
you are using the code itself provided to you by the Revit API. All the code that you see on the API, you will be using that code only to automate it. But you source code, see first see this thing. I'll tell you in a very easy terminologies. Wait a minute. Okay, now you see if I have to draw a line, li, right? I'm clicking here and I'm clicking here, right? To draw this line
Right.
also, there is a term of programming that is going at the back end, right? Even
Correct.
to draw a line as well, but I don't know what the line is running at the back. I know I have to click here and I have to click at the end, I have to click at the start point, I have to click at the end point, right? That's all I need to know. Yes or no?
Right.
Okay, if you say so. Now similarly is the with the wall, right? Now let me go ahead here. First of all, let me see what is this line, right? Line is what? Line is nothing but a curve. Yes. Line is what? Line is a, where is it? Did not come. Okay. Line is nothing but a curve. Okay. Now in this case, if you see, there will be there will be a start point, there will be a end point, right? How do you get to know that? Let's go back to the line. Now you see, in line also, it is taking how many inputs? Start and end, right?
Yeah. Endpoint.
End point one, end point two, like start point or end point, whatever you say, end point one and end point two, right? But
Correct.
you don't know how you created it. But if you wish to create a workflow where you need to create 10 lines in a separate manner with your logic, right? So what you need to create this line, you need the only method that is used to create the line, right?
Mm-hmm.
Which is given to you
Correct.
by the API. You don't have to worry about the source code. That is none of our concern as well, right? And no matter how much, how hard you do, whatever you do, if you are good capable enough to write your own software at the level of the Revit, then you are open to go ahead with that. But other than that, we don't have to worry about the whatever is written in the source code, because we are not going towards that direction. We are going in terms of the API, whatever is handed over to us with by the Autodesk. Make sense now?
But my question is, why should we create the zero touch node only using C sharp? Like, is it only because the actual code is in C sharp? Uh,
Yes. And yes, that
okay.
is the reason being. C sharp gives you the okay, see this thing. Why you are writing Python here is because Python does not okay, there also goes another concept of the languages that are compiled languages and languages that are interpretable languages. Okay, so if you see, Python is a line by line language, it reads that. Okay, but in C sharp, whatever you have written behind it, you are not writing it every time, it's not reading it every time. Okay, have you ever seen the location of the where the packages are residing? Have you guys ever
Yeah.
seen the packages? Where what is the package location, if I may know? Yes. Yep. You see this? You see this .dlls, right? Do you see this?
Mm-hmm.
This is the
Yes.
this is all the things that are working at the back of ArchiLab package, right? But in this case, you do not have the access to see inside it, right? Because whatever code was meant to be written, and C sharp gives us the capability to compile it in a format known as .dll. What is DLL? Dynamic linked library, right? So it contains all your nodes inside of it, right? Similar is with the bimorph nodes as well. If you see this bimorph nodes, all of these are zero touch nodes inside of it, but are compiled in a format called as .dll. Make sense now? So that
Yes.
user won't be able to have the access to see inside, but user will have access to only see what is given by the people here, right? In the library. And we will be going through a lot of different things in exercise in the terms of the program as well. when you will be there with me in terms of course. You will have a lot of better understanding in than that. Now I have a restricted time to explain everything. As I mentioned, we are going into deep into multiple concepts, right? Fayaz, you with me?
Yeah, I understood.
Okay, and if still have any questions, please let me know. I'll try to
Hi
come up
sir,
with an
this
even
is
better answer.
Surendra. I have one final question now.
Yes, please, please.
Actually, I'm working as a BIM modeler as of now.
Okay.
Uh, Before I was a designer, and currently I'm doing modeling. And I want to know how I can. I don't know whether I'm asking correct question in the right place or don't know whatever.
No question is
Uh,
wrong.
the, uh, Actually, Dynamo and AE is like a future. Is it?
Sorry.
In future, it is going to play a major role, right?
Nand
In
Kumar,
AEC.
just a moment. Let me mute. Ask them to mute. Nand Kumar, could you please mute yourself? Yeah, please come up now.
Actually, the Revit API, Dynamo, everything is a future in AEC industry, right?
Yes, it is.
So, what are the steps I have to take? I have to learn, or I don't know anything about this. Today only, first time I am attending this webinar, and further steps I have to take. Whether I have to join the course or whatever.
Okay.
So, am I in the right place to get the growth? Because I don't know about the field itself. That's why I'm asking. Just I'm working as a modeler and
Okay.
doing daily tasks. That's all.
And that is okay. So if you have heard my story, did you hear my story? I told you that I also studied as a BIM modeler itself, right?
No, first 5 to 10 minutes I was not there. That's why.
Okay, in between I told you I am also from a civil background and I started as a BIM itself.
On that time
Yes.
I had everything.
Yes.
Okay.
And then from there itself I'm at here right now wherever I'm at. So if I can learn, I would say anyone can learn. That's first thing. Second thing, the
Okay.
way you are mentioning about the growth, no doubt in that. AC industry growth is the foremost factor now everyone is looking at, right? In every industry, I would say everyone is looking at the growth only. And to grow, you have to be in the competition, right? That makes sense,
Yes.
right?
We have
If
to
you are out of trend,
overcome
you are
that
out.
competition. No?
Yes, if you are out of trend, you are out of industry. Pretty simple rules, right? So to stick into the industry, stick into the anywhere, you have to follow the trend, or I would say not even trend, you have to follow the technology, right? Where technology is leading you these days is towards the automation. Whatever tasks you are doing in the daily routine, Mr. Surendra, you know what are the tasks that you can automate as well. I'm sure you must have seen, you must have heard from someone that this can be automated, right? Have you?
Yes. I
Yes,
have heard, but still I didn't get that those chance to convey.
yes, you didn't
Actually,
get the
my
chance.
seniors are doing all this dynamo and everything, but as we are in junior level, we don't know about that a lot.
Yes, that's right. And they are at senior level. They are doing because they are have already grown to a level, right? And even if you
Okay.
also wish to grow to that level, I would also suggest you. Have you gone through the Dynamo course already, or you did not go through it?
No, no. For this is the first time I am hearing about.
Okay, that's all right. That's all right. That's why I asked you in the beginning as well. If you are not aware, I'll start from the beginning that I did from the beginning as well. So I would suggest you start with the basic Dynamo. Do contact Rajesh.
Okay.
He will guide you on how to start with
Okay.
the Revit. How to start with the Dynamo itself first, right? And after Dynamo,
Okay.
learning basics from the Dynamo. First, you are done with that course. Then you are good to go ahead with this particular course that we are talking about today, right? This is gonna be about the Revit API and Python. Once every user, whatever we are here, if we are aware with the basic Dynamo, we are good to go ahead with the Revit API and the Python, right? So in
Okay.
that way only, Mr. Surinder, I would tell you that please go ahead with the basic Dynamo. Once you are aware of that, come for the Revit API and Python. And yes, once you are aware with the Revit API, even if the Dynamo itself, you will be able to automate almost, I would say, 30 to 40% of your tasks, right? Then if you wish to
Yes.
move forward, after learning Dynamo, you will have an understanding that you wish to stick to this thing. And I would say, even if after this website also, even after this today's webinar also, you will have an understanding that you wish to move ahead with this thing or not, right? So if you still feel it interesting after Dynamo, after learning Dynamo, then go ahead, practice a little bit of Dynamo, then come back for the Revit API and Python course, right? Then you will be
Okay.
able to automate, I would say, almost 90 to 95% of the tasks of your daily routine tasks,
Okay.
right?
Yes. Yes.
Yes.
Okay.
uh,
Thank you.
does that clarify your question?
Yes.
Okay,
Thank you.
you're welcome. If anybody have other questions, please let me know.
Hello.
Yes, please.
Yeah, good evening. I'm Delhi with you.
Yes, please.
Yeah, is there a recording class for the Revit API available?
The one we are talking about right now, in,
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
you mean today's
Because
session, right?
sometime yeah, today's section and rest of the section also, because sometimes because of my working time I can't attend
Ah,
all the
yes, yes,
time
yes, 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 yes. When you are
because
in
I
the
am from Dubai.
Yes, I understand. Whenever you are in the sessions, all the time, always the recordings will be happening, and the link will be coming to your registered email, whatever email you will be giving to the Rajesh, right? And you will have
Okay,
the
okay, okay,
access for that. And the access will not be just for 2 or 3 years, it will be a lifetime access. Whenever you wish to access, you are good to go, right?
okay, 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 okay. Thank you, thank you,
Yes, you're
thank you.
welcome.
And
Any other?
this session also, I will get it.
Yes, yes. This session is also being recorded, so whoever has joined today will get the recordings, right? But
So
you have
I will be getting in my registered mail.
but you have to contact the contact in the group
Rajesh,
itself, right? Yes, exactly.
which one this group, Revit API group, WhatsApp group.
Advanced Dynamo users, I think you must have seen the group, right? Where you
Yeah,
found.
because there's I think there is a three groups. I think I am totally confused. Which group is yeah, is this a Revit API group or some another group?
Okay, just a moment. You will see advanced Dynamo users. The where you got the link for this website, for this webinar today, right? There's a link for
Yeah, yeah,
the
yeah,
in that
yeah,
itself.
yeah, yeah. Revit API September batch.
Advanced Dynamo users or whatever it is, you can go ahead with that.
Yeah,
Yes, and
yeah.
you will
This
see the
this
person.
yeah.
Yes, Aziz Sheikh will be the person to contact. You can ask him as well, right?
Which from whom I have to contact Mr. Rajesh.
Mr. Rajesh is also fine, or the person who's sending the links in the website in the groups itself, right? You can contact that
Yeah,
person also, or even if you ask
yeah.
in the
Okay,
group
okay.
also, you will be provided with the link, right?
Yeah, then okay, fine, fine.
So
Okay,
don't worry about
thank
that. Yes,
you. Mm-hmm.
are we good
Okay,
to go
okay.
forward? Any questions?
Yeah, yeah, yeah. Nothing else.
Uh,
Nothing else.
Yes,
Hello.
please. Yes, please.
Yeah, yeah. Actually, this is I have two simple questions.
Please.
First one is for learning the Revit API or C Sharp. Whether I'm a beginner level Dynamo, whether the beginner level Dynamo is enough for learning the Revit API or Python or C Sharp, or like advanced Dynamo I have to learn. After that, I need to enter into the for learning of the Revit API Python.
No.
That's my
Are
concern
you aware
because
of
I
the?
am only a beginning.
Yes.
Uh,
Are you aware of the Revit
yes,
good?
yes.
Right. You know the Revit good, right?
Yeah, yeah, of course
You're good in
I
Revit,
can able
right?
to do it.
Okay. And you
Yeah,
are
yeah.
good with the basics of Dynamo, right?
Yeah, basics then I can able to do some normal
Yes.
I can able to do basic task in that,
Yes. Then I would
not
say
so
you are.
advanced, only basics.
Yes. Yes. I understand. For advanced only, I'll be taking you to the advanced level, right? So yeah, and one more thing, if you are aware with of the Revit in a good terms and you are good to go ahead with the basics of Dynamo, then I would say you are more than enough, more than qualified to come to the Revit API course, right?
Okay, okay.
So I would say
uh,
welcome. Yes,
okay. Yeah, and one more doubt, last one.
yes, please.
Regarding actually in Dynamo, there are two things. One, we are interacting with Revit, and another day Dynamo Sandbox. That without interacting with Revit, we create some geometries. Like without interacting with Revit, without opening Revit, we can open Dynamo Sandbox. We
Yes,
call it
you
as.
can,
So in that also we can play with the Python or Sharp. Is it possible?
but you will not be able to
Or,
access anything related to the Revit there.
yeah, yeah, yes, yes, yes.
Yes, you will
I
have.
mean, within the geometries. Uh,
Yeah, geometry you can play as much as you wish in the Dynamo Sandbox, but you will not be able to have access to any Revit functionalities in the Dynamo Sandbox.
okay, okay.
Yes.
Okay, so in the Dynamo syntax tool, we can able to play with the Python also. In the Dynamo tool, we can able to use Python also, right?
In the sandbox.
I mean, in the sandbox, in the Dynamo sandbox, we can
Mm-hmm.
able to use a C sharp or that our Python also we can able to use there, right? I mean the
Yeah, Python node will be there. Python node will be there,
okay,
but you will not
okay.
have access to anything of the sort of Revit things.
Yes,
That's the major
repeat, repeat. Yeah,
difference.
yeah, yes.
Yes,
Yeah,
yes,
okay, okay. That I got.
that's right.
Okay.
Any other questions, please?
Yeah. So when will be the class starting on the Monday or tomorrow from tomorrow?
It will no. From tomorrow, I'll try to get even more interactive examples for you. Uh,
Okay.
would you guys be willing to join tomorrow as well? If yes, then
Yeah, yeah,
I
no issues, no issues.
okay. Then I'll drop a poll in the group itself. Okay. With
Yeah,
with
in the
which
in this so I'll be getting the link in this group Revit September batch.
yes, yes, yes. And
Yeah, yeah, okay, okay.
when you will be starting with the batch itself, you will be added to a
Hmm?
separate group itself. Okay. Don't worry about
Yeah,
that.
yeah, okay, okay,
And
okay, okay, fine.
along with that, I will be
Yeah,
dropping a
mhm.
poll in the WhatsApp group to ask
Yeah,
your interest. Let's just say I would try to who is this Bhaiyag, right? Bhaiyag.
yeah, no, no, I'm Delhi.
No, I yes, Delhi. I'm looking
Yeah,
into the chat box as well.
yeah, yeah, okay.
Yeah. So Bhaiyag is having a question. Can you demo on Revit API C Sharp, small sessions, any plugin creation? We can do that, but tomorrow I can show you live coding as well. No doubt in that. We can code live uh, by the examples I'll be dropping into the chat box of the WhatsApp. I'll drop a poll on a few topics. Let's just say like exports, like without opening documents, you wish to create exports, you wish to do some other task. So I will be dropping few questions, right? Few options to for you to choose on the topic. We will try to do the live coding tomorrow. Does that seems better?
Yeah, yeah, good.
Okay.
Uh,
For you, Bhaiya,
okay, so in which time the class will be?
it will be the same time.
Same time. Okay, okay, sure.
Yes.
And your good name?
It's Kumar, right?
Kumar. Okay, okay, okay.
Can we use for Navisworks and Civil 3D also? You can use Dynamo for Civil 3D as well, no doubt in that. Yes, you can, Bhaiya.
Okay, okay, okay.
Okay. Any other questions? Or if not, then I would like to move ahead and will try to wrap up the sessions quickly. But would like to show some of the examples of Python as well, how to get the Python node, how to start with the Python itself, so that you won't go empty handed from here. I hope you learned a lot till now. Did you guys?
Yes, yes, yes.
And you have a lot more to learn, no doubt in that. So now we'll just move forward. Should I? Any other questions? If not, then I'll move forward.
I have one general question. I think it's
Please.
out of context, but
No,
do you
please
want me
go
to
ahead.
ask it now or
Please go ahead. Please go ahead. That's okay.
so 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 I always have this question like we have like .NET platform, Microsoft's, right? And you
Mm-hmm.
are saying that actual code is developed in C sharp. I
Mm-hmm.
mean, I'm confused. Like, what is .NET framework
Good question.
and C sharp?
I would say good question, no doubt in that. But yeah, if you see these slides, do you see these slides? Right. Each slide is having all the explanations that you need, right? So that's why I told you all the slides, all the things I'll be covering it in the sessions itself. No, you don't have to worry about anything at all, right?
Okay.
Your question was about the .NET, right? I think I have it right here in my slide. Yes. Why .NET? What is .NET? It is a platform created by software. It is sorry, Microsoft, right? It is just a platform to write the code, right?
Just like
So
Visual
visual, no,
Basic.
no, nope. Visual Basic is also a program. Visual Basic is a programming language. C Sharp is a programming language, right? Microsoft .NET is a platform which can on which you can write code in particular languages like C sharp, VB.NET, F sharp, J sharp, and along with that you have capabilities of the Python as well, right? So it is very popular in terms of desktop development. Web applications very less, I would say, but for the desktop development, you have a lot of applications. I would say all the applications that you see Revit, you see whatever you see at the bottom of my screen as well right now. All of them, most of them are developed on the.
Dot net.
Come on, yes, yes, you were saying
Uh,
something. Yes.
I would like to ask, like Python code also we will do in Visual Studio or it will be done in Dynamo
Nope. You see,
interface.
we will be learning the basics of Python in Visual Studio Code, right? And after that, we will be moving
Okay.
on to the here. That's what I was going to show you right now. First, I'll just clarify the doubt of Fires. Fires, is it clear what .NET is? .NET is just a framework or a platform.
Yeah, so it's Visual Studio is also a platform to write
No,
various codes, right? Is it something
Visual
similar?
Studio is an IDE. Visual Studio Code, they are an IDEs, integrated development environment, which gives you access to multiple features for the coding.
Right. Okay,
Yes.
okay. For
Right?
the easier coding, right? Yeah.
Yes, that's correct. And similarly, moving forward, you have something in your Dynamo environment as well, known as what? Anyone?
Uh,
Yeah. You have similar of the Python editor is there. You right click, you write Python. You see this? This node looks similar to something, some other node. Can anyone say what node it looks similar to? Does it look similar to this node?
yeah.
Do you see? But how you will be telling me that how do I write my code inside of this? What is this? This is just a node. What do I do with this, right? I'll come to that. But you see, what is the purpose of this node? You have this plus, you have this minus, right? If you
Yeah.
see there is something called as code block, you can put your inputs, right? And you can put your inputs, you can add it to this, and you can create a list out of it, right? It will give me a list,
Yes.
right? Now if you see, if I give this 2 directly to this, what will I get? I will get that in the output. But how?
Nothing.
What is exactly happening behind this? Can i can i see what's happening inside of it?
Yeah, you can.
How? You see, you have two
Right click
options.
and
Right click, you have the option to edit, which will also give you this. And otherwise, on this blank space that you see under the plus and minus, you can double click for the left click, and you will be popped up with this particular editor. What is this? It is a Python editor, right? Now whatever you see this here, it's my default code. Don't be like scared of this. We also have a session to set your own Python code, so that if you see now, you will be opening. Could you please mute yourself, Mr. Akif? Thank you. Yes, so you don't have to be scared of whatever things you see here, because this there will be a session for this as well. I will teach you how to set your Python environment as well, where if you see, I'm just writing a new Python code, and this piece of code will always be coming written to me always. But in whereas you will be writing the Python, you will be clicking the Python, you will not have all these things written. So let's just forget about it for
the
now.
boilerplate you have.
Yes, boilerplate code. So let's just
Right.
forget about it for now. Okay. Now you see, it was returning me the 2, because if you see, I have deleted something from here, which was taking this input. So yeah, what do you see here right now? Let's just discuss about this first. What do you see in this node? You see this something written as in, and then this square brackets. What does it says?
So input.
Okay, input is fine, but what does this square brackets denote? Yes.
I think the number of inputs.
Okay, number of inputs, no doubt in that. Has anybody heard of code blocks? Yes.
Yeah.
Okay, if someone did not, please let me know, I'll be more than happy to explain. Okay, so what is code block? In code blocks also, if you see, if I write this one, what I'll be able to create is, I'll be able to create a list with the square brackets. If I remove this, I'll be having just one only. But if I add square brackets in front of it, that means what?
List of.
List of items, right? Similarly, if I do, now I have a list which is containing numbers 1 to 10. So similarly, if I have numbers from 1 to 10, but how many total elements do I have with me? if i
9
if I
starting from 0.
Okay, if I have to ask you the index of 1, then
0.
index of 1 will be 0, because in programming language, whenever we start the counting, we start it from the 0 and not from the 1, right? Is that clear till
Correct.
now with everyone? So we'll always start the count from the 0, never from the 1, right? So similarly here also, count is starting with the in 0, input 0, and I have the option to increase as much number of inputs I wish to, right? So if I wish to give more of the inputs here, I am more than capable of doing that there, right? Okay, now moving forward, are we clear till now? We'll learn few of the
Yes.
basic things today, like data types, right? Data types, basics of variables, some arithmetic operations, not much, right? So that we are, so if I'll be coding tomorrow with in front of you, I don't know if that's a good idea or not, but yeah, I don't want to scare you. What do you guys say? Is it okay if we do live coding tomorrow? Yes. Okay, everyone says yes, 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 yes. Bopalan says some basics. Okay, we'll try to stick to some basics. I'll make sure. Okay, that's good. Then let me move forward. Yeah, now you see, this 2 was coming because of the something input, right? Now if I say, instead of this, I wish to you see, there are few basic things: input, then whatever we are doing in between with that, and whatever we are keeping to the out of it. Input, whatever we are doing inside, and then whatever we are taking out of this node, right? This all the things we need to keep in mind first, right? After that, we move forward, and now you see, I wish to see the output as, now if you see, if I run, I will have this 2 as whatever it is right now. Oh, sorry, I won't have anything, obviously, because the reason being, I kept it, but I did not put anything to the out. So now if I'm getting this in 0, how do I get it into my workflow? By doing the same thing, in. How is it written here? I capital, N capital, and square brackets with the 0. Now if I run it, I will have 2 in my output, because in the out I have kept the in 0. Whatever is coming from the input is my output. I have kept it here. But what if I do, mm, I'll write something known as input is equal to control C, control V. Now if I put input here, what will happen? What will be the output? What do you guys think? Yes, come on. I don't think it's that tough of a question.
Can you zoom out? Sorry. I mean,
You want me to zoom? Okay, sorry. Yeah, I did not do anything. I kept this input to this input. I kept it equal. I assigned this.
same output will be same, right?
Same answer.
Out, yes, exactly. Output will be same, because I did not do anything. I just assigned it to a variable. So can I say variable is nothing but a container? Like whatever I wish to put inside it, I can do that.
Yeah.
Right. So if you remember, x is equal to xyz, x is equal to 10, y is equal to 1. What is the value of blah blah blah
X plus.
in the math classes? Do you remember that?
Yeah.
I hope you
Yes.
remember that. If you were not
Also in
sleep,
Excel VBA.
sorry, could you come up again?
Also in Excel VBA.
Yeah, right. So I'm just mentioning in the basic primary classes also of mathematics as well. If we were not sleeping in the classes, so we must remember x plus y is equal to 0, 4x plus y, blah blah blah. Find the value of this, that, right? Same thing. So X was nothing but a variable, an empty container. In this case, I named that container as input, right? If I wish to name this container as ABC, I'm more than happy. It doesn't matter, it doesn't say no that you can't. It will allow me to do that. ABC, the result will still be the 2 only, right? But now tell me, if I wish to say, okay, let me add some of the things. Instead of this, if I say 10, is it allowed for me to do? Instead of anything, I'm straight away writing 10. Is it okay? What do you guys think?
I mean, it will give output, but it's not. I don't.
What will be the output?
10.
Exactly, it will be 10.
10.
Yeah, what's there to think in that, right? It will be 10. Exactly. Okay, that's all right. So if I say 10 plus 20, so it will give me, I'll give it two options. It will give me 10 plus 20 as it is, what I can see here, or it will give me 30.
30.
Exactly, it will give me 30.
10.
The
10 plus 20.
who's this? Don't change that. You were the right answer. The reason being, there's an operator in
Yeah.
between, which is an arithmetic operator or mathematical or arithmetic operator, which is addition. So Python is a smart editor. It knows, not just Python. All the code editors are pretty smart. If I am writing 10 plus 20 with an arithmetic operator of addition, it knows that it needs to add the value and return it as the result of it. Okay, addition. What other operators can we use?
Multiplication, division,
Okay, let's add negative. What is it? Is
greater
it
than,
possible?
less than.
If I write minus, is it possible? Will it give me minus result, or it will return me 10 minus 20, or it will return me a warning? Is it possible to return negatives?
Yes.
Yes. Yes. Okay. Of course, yes. Of course. It's not about the concept of whole numbers or anything. It's just, it will give me the output. 10 minus 20 is minus 20. That's it, right? Make sense to everyone, right? Okay.
Kumar,
Yes.
the operator previously you used plus. It shows white and now it is blue. Why?
Uh, Now it's okay. that
Okay.
that was not a big
But
deal. That
yeah, but
was just,
previously
yes. I
there
know,
is
I
no
know.
space for good.
Yes, that was not a big deal. But now I gave spaces. It's all right, right? But it will perform the same function, right?
Yeah, but I thought because
No, there's
it's not
no
showing white,
no.
so
There
it's
was
not
no.
happening. Maybe.
No, it will. It will. Yes. Now, if you see, I'll give three more of the options into it, and let me get. Okay, so how do I get these inputs inside? Let me put this as A, and I wish B. How do I get the B? Can I write in1?
IN 1.
Is it all right? Seems perfect.
No,
Now, who was it?
No, it should be
Fayaz. Now
caps.
you have to look at the color.
Yeah,
What is the
yes.
difference?
it should be caps. So it turned different.
Every programming language is always case sensitive, so be focused on that. Whatever is written here should be written here. So it's written as in, so it should always be in, right? Okay. So similarly, see, now I can get the other one. I can get the other one. The B, I'll put C. I'll put D. Here I'll go ahead with 2, and here I'll go ahead with 3. Now I have all the inputs inside in the Python code editor with me. Now what if I wish to say A plus B plus C plus D? Is it all right? Oh,
A plus B plus 3. A plus B plus C.
is it all
Yes.
right? Or so you mean
Yes.
it will give me
Yes.
the
Yes.
answer, right, if I run it? And the answer is 62. Which pretty
Right.
obvious, right? But okay,
60.
so A,
Right.
okay, are you aware of the data types? I would say, if I say
Yeah, integer, float,
A, B, C,
bool,
what is the data type of this?
integer.
Please focus.
Oh, string.
It is a string, right? How do you say it is a string? Because of the double quotations at the start and end, right?
Yeah.
Because of double quotations, right? Okay. So now here I am writing A, B, C, D. So if I write A plus 20, what do you think should be the answer?
A
I'm
plus
writing
B.
A plus 20. Then I'll zoom it for you if it's not.
A plus 20.
Is it visible?
22
22.
Okay,
integer.
right. It will be 22. But why? It's A seems like a number. A seems like a letter, right? Doesn't it?
It's a variable.
It is a variable, like it is a container which is containing the value of in0. And what is the value of in0? Which is 2, right? So now if I have, okay, if I write this A B C, tuk, tuk, dik, dik. Is this allowed now? What will happen now?
Yes. ABC.
But will this, okay, now will it add A plus 20? A,
Yes.
I have written A here,
No.
same 20 is there. What's the difference? What do you think is the difference?
A is string.
Earlier this A was a variable. Now this A is a, who's gonna answer?
String.
Sorry, what is it?
I think it will be an error.
It is an error. Why? Why? What does it says?
Because string and integer can't be.
Not, it cannot concatenate string plus, but can it multiply? What do you think? See, it can multiply. What happened?
Okay.
What happened? What just happened?
50 times A.
Yeah,
If
20 times.
if I multiply A into 20, that means I wish A to have to be repeated 20 times, right?
Yeah.
That's all right. But how will I plus A plus 20? 20 is an integer. A is an A is a,
String.
exactly. How
String.
can I add string plus integer? So these are the few concepts of data types. How you play with the data types, right? Okay. So now tell me, do you have any questions till now? Yes. Any
As
questions?
of now, no.
Fires,
मैं
Bopalan.
हिंदी में पूछेंगे.
Did someone say something?
हिंदी में क्वेश्चन कर दूं मैं.
Please go ahead.
हिंदी.
Please go ahead. I will answer,
हाँ,
no doubt in that.
अगर A A plus 20 आंसर चाहिए तो अगर
You mean
A
you?
plus
Yes.
20.
Okay. You can write that, na? That's not an issue. Even if you write this as, even if you write entire thing into the string as well, you can write A plus 20. It's not an issue. It will,
Okay.
entire thing will be a
Okay.
string.
String. Okay.
Yes. Right? Any other questions? Whatever language you are in comfortable in, please come up.
Thank you.
You're welcome. Fayaz, Bopalan, Jignesh, anyone? Any other questions till now?
Is concatenation does generally mean adding a string and integer?
Concatenation always means adding two things. Even if you see, you have a concatenation operation in Dynamo as well. You know that, right?
Yeah, yeah,
You
yeah.
have concat here as well, right? Now, if you see, if I write uh, A plus B and I'll add A here, what do you think will be the answer now?
A plus B.
A plus B, or it'll be just AB.
A, yeah.
It'll be just AB, right?
A, yeah,
It
With
concatenated it,
A, right?
right?
yeah. But the one you wrote in string, like a plus 20 whole thing in the string, that's not concatenation. It's just right.
Yes, that is just typing what I wrote, right? But if I wish to
Yeah.
concatenate two strings, there has to be a operation in between plus. And now
But then
if
you cannot concatenate the string
no,
and
no, no, it's
integer.
not.
Like,
If I wish to add 20 here, now also it will be added as a string. It will be added as strings only. A20, right?
yeah,
Right? You can never add a string and a
integer.
integer. Yes. If you see, if I write a plus 1, sorry, I can't. The reason being, can only concatenate string, not integers to string, right? Okay. Any other questions till now? And similarly, you have the concatenation operation here in the Dynamo as well. It also working similarly in the backend, right? So congratulations, you have finally written the first piece of code by your own hands, I would say. Yeah, you only told me what to write, right? So you only have written it. Any questions till now? And if no questions,
No.
then I would like to mm, s- complete this session for today. And I would like to have your feedback if I was too fast, if I was too slow, or maybe if you wish me to have a little bit different examples, please let me know. And yes, if you wish to enroll in the sessions, do reach out to Rajesh. And even if you don't, I hope you learned something today in very short span of time. If you did, please speak up and let me know. Yes, anyone?
Where are you from, if I ask?
I'm from Chennai.
Okay.
Yes. Any other
You're
questions?
from Birmingham?
Pardon? I didn't understand. Okay. If not, then it was very happy meeting you all guys today. And we'll try to meet tomorrow as well if I'll get the good response. So accordingly, we'll update if we will be having session tomorrow or not. If we'll be having, we'll be updating you in the group itself, right? And please come up and let me know the feedback before I leave. Yes, at least from the person I had most conversation with, Fayaz.
No, it is a great session, of course. I mean, it's interactive and it's nice, I would say. No, it's great, honestly.
Okay, I hope I was able to clear your doubts. That's good. Okay, anyone else? Yes, Shubham Upadhyay, course fee. Shubham, for the course fee, please do reach out in the group, or maybe to the, if you reach into in the group, someone will reach out to you definitely, or you can directly reach out to Rajesh as well. Okay, and you will get the all the updates about the when the sessions will be starting, the new session, when the new batch is starting, what will be the timings and what will be the schedule and everything. You will reach out, if you reach out to him, you will get the course fee and everything. Yes, any other questions before we,
Is it going to be a month long, Kumar?
sorry?
Is it going to be like 1 month or like?
Yes, it will be 31 days. You got the curriculum, right? Yep. You see this classes, this will be our schedule, 31 classes, right? It could go
Okay.
up, it could go up to sim, it will be conducted the same way, the way I had this session with you today. I will always try to keep it as interactive as I was today, right? And along with that, I will make sure to have all your doubts clarified. And after that, if you have certain workflows, so if you see these last three sessions, right, 27, 28, 29th, right, there what we'll do, go ahead with, if you have certain real time scenarios of your particular projects you wish to automate, then we will be taking the live examples from your end and we'll be automating in the live sessions only, right? in particular last 3 sessions. And along with that, in this between, we'll have a lot of concepts to go ahead with. You see this element intersect filters and element filters, and the most important and my most favorite thing, filtered element collector, that you will be using almost in each and every script that you will be writing. So filtered element collector, then other filters, then how you gonna use the parameters, then intersections, how you gonna create your own element, how you gonna perform element operations on the already created elements, then the way I mentioned export nwc dwgs. So I will be putting a poll in the group, as I asked, as I told earlier. So I'll be putting some of the things like document operations, right? Document operations or navisworks export, or maybe whatever topics I'll be putting, you can choose, put on the react to the poll. So whatever you'll be reacting to the poll, I will be taking the same session tomorrow itself. Okay, does that make sense?
Yes.
Whatever workflow you will be happy to
Yes.
see, we'll go ahead with that.
And
We
one
don't
more
have a
question.
add-in creation in this level, right?
In this level, you will be learning the basics of C sharp, which will be the your zero touch node creation, but not the add-in creation.
Do we have level 3 at all?
Yes,
Like
we do.
the one you're okay.
Yes, we do. And for that also, I'll be your tutor.
Okay. Okay.
Yes. Any other doubts or questions?
Yeah, one question is that few minutes or 30 minutes before you told me that first you learn the Dynamo, then you come to learn the Python and Revit API,
That's true.
right? So,
Yes.
should so is there any course about the Dynamo through BIM era?
Yes, it's definitely it is there. Did you get in touch with Rajesh yet or not?
Not yet.
Okay, then please do get in touch. There is a course for the Dynamo first, and where you will be learning Dynamo from the scratch, like literally from the scratch. Like it will be kind of a spoon feeding sessions. So you will be learning Dynamo from the scratch from there. And if you know this is a level 2, I think Fayaz is aware, right? Fayaz?
Yeah, I was in the previous like Dynamo batch. It's
Yeah,
level 2.
exactly. So some of the people already here are from the previous batch only, Shubham. So if you go ahead with the previous batch, like the new batch of the Dynamo, that will be, I think it is going on these days itself. So you can join that batch also. So after that, you are welcome in my batch as well, right?
Okay, thank you so much.
Yes. Yep. Please do reach out to Rajesh.
Okay, fine.
Yes. Any others? See, last 5 minutes I have for the Q&A. If you wish to ask other questions, or I'll be saying goodbye to you. Not goodbye, I'll say good night, because I will definitely meet you in the sessions, I'm sure.
So, uh, hello.
Yes.
So the this recording, where can I get it? Because today I was little bit late from the job.
Don't worry, you will get the recordings. No issues in that. Let me see just a moment. Let me see if my WhatsApp is open right here. Yeah, it is. Okay. Yeah, here. You see, this is the group. Everyone who was not did not see this earlier, you can see this. This is gonna be the group for the advanced
I
Dynamo
don't,
users, where all the users are coming for the particular Revit API course, right? You can reach out to
actually,
the Aziz as well, or if not Aziz, you can reach
I
out
think
to the Rajesh as well. Okay.
I think I don't have that group advanced
Okay, okay, that's all right.
group.
If you don't have, then I'll put the link. I think this is the link, right? Let me see if it brings me back to, yeah, this brings me back to this only. So this is the link. I'll drop it in this chat also if you wish to.
Yeah, in this Revit API September batch. So can you drop in this this one?
Sorry, didn't catch you.
Yeah, in which link you drop it?
Ah,
Which
the
group?
advanced Dynamo group. If you
Yeah,
join that,
Yeah, in which group? Means, I didn't get that group. Means in group.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. I dropped the link, the joining link in this chat itself. You can click and join.
Oh, yeah. Okay, okay. Sorry, in this chat. Okay, okay.
Yes,
Right, right.
please go ahead. Please
Got it,
go
got
ahead.
it, got
Yes,
it, got it.
and then you can join. Yes, any others, please? Bhaiya, your accent doesn't
But, uh, but,
seem Chennai.
but
Yes,
it's not, when I'm clicking, it is not opening
please copy that
this
link. I
link.
think you need to copy that link and then you need to paste it somewhere, because I don't think you are
Uh,
able to click this link here or not.
even copying is also not available,
You
I
need
think.
to download the desktop app for WhatsApp if you want to click the link.
Ah, okay, 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 okay,
If you don't
okay.
have desktop app, you cannot click it.
So I have to
Thanks.
open in the system.
Yep, you
Yeah.
can.
Yeah, okay, okay, sure.
And anyhow, wherever you join the link for this session, the link will be there in that same message itself. If you see,
Same message, Revit API September batch,
if
but
you
I
join,
didn't get.
okay, I'm not sure about that particular group. If you see, if you are in any group, this message would have been sent out to everyone. Here also you see the
Oh,
same link. Here also you will have the same link at the bottom in every of it. Yes, see, every message you will have the same link there, right?
mm-hmm.
So yes, you can join from there itself. And if you don't have, anyhow, don't worry, reach out to Aziz. He will help you out. Okay.
Yeah, can you tell me the number of the Aziz?
Yeah, it's right here. Just a moment. Please note down. It's nine
Yeah, okay.
four. Can you see this?
In which one? In chat?
Yep, it's right here. 94.
Uh,
It's right on my screen. 9466.
94. Yeah, Aziz,
Sorry,
Aziz Sheikh.
sorry. Nine. Sorry, pardon me for reading it wrong. It's 96422. Yeah,
Yeah,
Aziz
it
Sheikh.
is a Aziz Sheikh. Yeah, okay, okay.
Yeah, that's right.
It is. Yeah, this group I have it.
Yes, yes,
510.
yes, 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 yes.
Yeah,
If you click on this group, in this group also you have this link to join.
yeah. Okay, okay. Then next time.
Right. Okay. So shall we
Oh,
say good night for
thank-
today?
yeah, yeah, sure. Thank you.
Yep. So it was nice meeting you, everyone.
Yeah, yeah.
You will teach only basic C sharp or advanced level in level 2. Do you also teach VB.NET also? If you are going with the Bhayak, this is your answer. If you are going with the C sharp, I would say you won't even feel the need of going to VB.NET, right? And because if you see, if you come back here to any of the examples also, if you see, yeah, see, you will see example, first example you will always see in C sharp only, right? And next will be in the VB.NET. So, and you will not find any Python examples that we'll be going ahead with. But yeah, if you go ahead with the C sharp itself, it's, I would say it's more than enough, right? And yes, I will only be teaching C sharp as well. And in this particular course, in level 2, yes, only basics of C sharp and zero touch node creation will be taken care, which will give you the overall idea of the C sharp. But yes, the in-depth understanding, because and C sharp is a very big language, so in-depth understanding of C sharp will be given in the level 3 course, right? Does that clarify your question, Bayak? If I'm pronouncing your name also right, I hope. Right, yes, okay. There are any certificate? Yes, definitely certificates will be provided, Surendra. And certificates that you will be able to post on LinkedIn as well, and along with that you will be able to add it to your qualifications in terms of certification link on LinkedIn as well. So you will have a unique certification key as well with you, that will be unique for particularly you. So yeah.
I think he's asking only for today's session.
What? Sorry, what? I'm sorry if
I
I
think he's
missed.
asking only exclusively for today's session.
I'm sorry for that. There's nothing for that today. Today, what I could provide you is the knowledge that I hope was helpful for you. And I don't think for this today, whatever you have got, certification is needed. I hope you got what we have learned today, Surendra. Yes, if you are there, please let me know. Okay, no problem. Yes, I learned. That's good. Thank you. Right. Okay. So yes, it was lovely meeting you today, guys, and we'll meet tomorrow. Most probably, yes, if I get a good response. Otherwise, we'll see you directly in the course. Right? Yes. You have good.
Sure, we'll meet tomorrow.
I didn't get you.
We'll meet tomorrow because tomorrow is there is a session, right?
Yes. If
Yeah,
I'll get
yeah,
a good response, we'll be recording live out of
yeah,
the
yeah.
topics that you guys will choose. So I will drop some
Mm-hmm.
topics via the poll only in the group, same advanced Dynamo group. Yes, please
Yeah,
join that.
yeah. Because I didn't get that group yet now, so I think I have to
No,
contact
just
Mr.
just
Raj.
just get it with Aziz or Rajesh,
Yes,
and
yeah,
please join that.
yeah.
Please join that. Yes,
Because
yes,
today can I contact Mr. Guy because
yes, yes. Go ahead. Contact right
late.
away. Right.
Okay, then I'm fine.
There's no better
Okay.
time than now, right? So go
Yeah,
ahead right
fine,
away.
fine. I'm for that shit.
Yes,
Okay.
and thank you, Bhaiya. You have good teaching methodology. I hope it helps you in the course as well. So thank you for the compliment, and thank you, Bopalan. Thank you, everyone.
Kumar, Kumar,
Yes,
I have one question.
please go ahead.
हाँ हाँ, मैं पूछना चाहता था कि मेरा जो वर्किंग ऑफिस है ना वहाँ पे रेविट 16 है, ओल्ड वर्जन।
Okay, okay, damn.
हाँ, एंड वो परचेज वाला है तो कंडीशनली मुझे 16 पे ही काम करना है,
Okay.
तो ये वहाँ पे हेल्प करेगा अभी?
No, no, Revit is still there also, but there I don't think Revit is installed, and I don't think Autodesk even support Revit 2016 till now. Does they? Do they?
नो नो, तो वो अभी सपोर्ट नहीं करते हैं, लेकिन जो अभी वहाँ पे डायनामो का एक इनिशियल 1.2 1.3 वहाँ पे हमने इंस्टॉल किया है,
Mm-hmm. Okay.
तो
Thank you,
डायनामो को
Bopalan.
कुछ।
Just a moment. Thank you, Bopalan. You can drop if you wish to. Yes. Yes. See you tomorrow. So yes, Arun, Mr. Arun. What you
हाँ
mentioned
जी,
is you have installed it, so yes, you will have the access to all the functionalities. But yeah, if you see my screen, right, you see the API till 2019 here, right?
हाँ,
But
यस यस, इसीलिए
you
मैंने
will
पूछा,
you will
क्योंकि
have to.
वहाँ पे मुझे एक्चुअली कॉल, हाँ वहाँ पे हो रहा है ऐसा कि जो उन्होंने परचेज किया हुआ है रेवे, और यानी 16 ओल्डर वर्जन है, तो वो आगे बढ़ नहीं रहे, 16 पे ही है, तो कंडीशनली हमें वो 16 पे ही काम करना है, पूरा जो टीम है ना हमारा।
But
तो
why do they have to
तो
stick
ये
to
जो
that?
एडवांस, सॉरी,
But why do they have to stick to that? Because I'm sure Autodesk also stopped supporting that, right?
हाँ हाँ, वो
Right.
ऑटोडेस्क सपोर्ट नहीं कर रहा है, लेकिन वो अभी इम्प्लीमेंटेशन स्टेज पे है, हमारा जो रेविट है ना यहाँ
Okay.
पे। हाँ, तो
Okay.
वो इंडियन
So,
आर्किटेक्चरल फर्म है, तो हम वहाँ पे इम्प्लीमेंटेशन चल रहा है, तो उसी में हमारे जो अभी जो लिमिटेशन है, जो जो फेस कर रहे हैं, उसको मुझे क्रॉस करने के लिए मैं डायनामो सीखा हूँ थोड़ा बहुत, अभी राजेश के पहले बैच से, और अभी
that's
इसलिए
great.
ये अभी ये जो ज्वाइन किया है मैंने, तो
Okay.
वहाँ पे मुझे ये हेल्प करेगा ना।
Yes, and you are from Maharashtra, right?
यस यस, पुणे।
Good. Yeah, I got it through your accent. That's good. And yes, I am dropping a link in your in this chat also. Please look at it. You do have
ओके,
an API for Revit 2016 as well. You see this?
यस यस,
I did drop the obviously API is available from that time itself, but it's not visually visible to you at the screen. But it is there because this website started with 2015. If you go beyond 2015, then I'm sorry, I cannot help you. Before
ओके,
2015, I cannot help. Till 2016,
ओके,
so after 2015, whatever versions you have, 2015 to 2025, you have the API available for those. You see this?
हाँ, यस,
Can you see the screen? Yeah.
ओके,
So Revit API 2016, it's available. You are good to go. Yes. Please do join.
ओके, ओके, ओके,
Yes.
ओके, थैंक यू,
Yep.
थैंक
Anyone
यू,
else?
थैंक यू।
Thank you. Thanks to you. Thanks for joining. If not, then have a
नहीं,
yes. Thank you. Have a great night, everyone. We'll see you tomorrow with more enthusiasm. I wish. Have a great night. See you tomorrow. Bye bye.
Thank you. Bye bye.
Yep. Bye bye.
Bye.